today? Did you both get it wrong? Okay. I love your hat. I totally love that hat. So, today is a special day. Today is actually International Day of Yoga. Yeah, today is the 21st, right? And the summer solstice. And it's still Pride. And there's like a million things going on in the air, right? And so, maybe just a way for us to raise our consciousness, right? There are more people on this planet doing yoga today than there has ever been at any other time. It's incredible. And so today, let our practice honor that. This yoga has been around from generation to generation for thousands of years. And what a gift it is that it has been shared from the motherland, from India, all the way around the globe. And my hope is that everyone who is practicing today in all different nations, that we are honoring the roots of our practice, that we are honoring the integrity and the beauty of this practice. So today, let us breathe. Today, let us shed a little bit of the armor. Let us shed a little bit of the ego. And let us allow the practice to work its magic, as it has for many, many years. Right here, you could begin by rocking back and forth, just starting to hinge and move through the joints. This is a practice of movement, but it's also a practice of breath and mindfulness. And so as we're stretching and moving through the joints, I want you to breathe and I want you to center yourself. Draw your attention inward. Allow yourself the privilege to stop being distracted by life and to start to really feel what's going on inside your body. And there is a knowing that within every sensation that you feel, there is information. And you can really be in tune with yourself. A practice of self-realization. And it starts with simple things like this. Now let's articulate the spine. As you rock forward, lift your head, lift your tailbone, pull the chest through the arms. And then on the exhale, round back. Tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, and stretch. Go ahead a few more times. Coming forward, just kind of feeling the way you move through your spine. And exhale, take it back, and then just do a couple on your own with the rhythm of your own breath. So you're not waiting on my cue, knowing that there is a teacher within you, that there is an intuition within you that will always tell you what is enough and what is too much. And then we'll find that center. Make sure your hands are under your shoulders and your knees are under your hips. Let's tuck our toes under and lift the knees. Just let them float. And you'll notice right there that there's an engagement. If only your arms are working, start to pull the belly to the spine. Try not to let the lower back dip. Tailbone draws back. So flatten, pull the ribs in too. So take that back bend out. Pull the rib. I lost the light. Let's straighten our legs and go to downward facing dog. And I imagine all that tabletop and floating table that your wrists are starting to fatigue. And so that's just the way that it happens. We start to feel a little fatigue and then we watch it sort of push through and move through us. Take a breath. Push back just a little bit. And then go ahead and lift your right leg high behind you. Take a deep breath here. Good. And then go ahead and step your right foot forward. Put your left knee down. Let's take the arms up into the sky. So there's our first lunge. So we want the foot forward, not just the knee forward. Yep, all the way into that lunge. And be generous with your stance. It can be a little bit long, it can be a little bit wide. Let's reach the arms high. And then push a little extra through your right heel and lean your body back away from your right leg. There you go. That was beautiful. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, plant your hands onto the mat. Tuck your left toes, step your right foot back, downward facing dog. Hips high, head low. Yeah, very nice. And we try our best to push back a little bit with our arms, but we also have to pull back with our legs. So the front of your thighs should be pressing back, trying to make the legs a little straighter and to sink the heels a little lower. And then lift your left leg up in the air. Take a deep breath here, and then we'll step the left foot forward and put the right knee down. Good, the arms sweep up to the sky. And we turn the chest plate forward. We try to bend into that left knee a little bit. We want to feel a little stretch on the front of the right hip. And then if you could, just push a little bit into the left heel and lean your body back away from the left leg. So the spine grows tall, we reach with full, strong, straight arms. Take a deep breath, and then plant your hands back onto the earth. Good, step back into downward facing dog. Hips high, head low. So while we're doing the warm-ups, there's probably not a lot of time for you to get in there, but just do the best that you can. We're going to come forward now into plank. Take a deep breath in, and then you can put your knees down or not, and we lower to the belly. Yep. Good, lower all the way down. Elbows are in toward the ribs. And then cobra pose. It's a gentle back bend. Beautiful. Try not to come up too high. Let's point the toes back behind us. So your body feels like a long snake, and the chest plate feels like that hood, you know, on the cobra, when the cobra lifts its head and it's got that nice wide hood, right? So here we are, the cobra pose, lengthening back through the legs without lifting them off the ground. So the toes are pressing. Yes, the chest is wide. Take another breath. Exhale, lower the chest back down, tuck your toes, and push up and back into downward facing dog. Just always keep in mind that when we come out in a public setting like this, that we teach, it's a public class, right? And so it has to be all levels. So for those of you that are new to the practice, if you need to modify and you want to take a break, you do that. And for those of you that have a regular practice, if there's something you want to add on, you go ahead and do that. I trust that you will all know how to take care of your own bodies. Take one more breath here. Push back a little. And then look at your hands. Let's walk our feet up to the top of the mat. Good. Lift halfway on the inhale. Fold deeply on the exhale. All right. Bend your knees, sink your hips, chair pose. Just one breath. See what it feels like to sit down into the legs. And then push through your feet. Let's come up and stretch high to the sky. Opening up the front of the body. And then bringing the hands right to the heart. How are we? We okay? Everybody doing okay? All right, nice and slow. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on the inhale. We're going to go to plank and lower on the same exhale. So this is when we start to get in a flow. Breathing in one time for cobra pose, and breathing out as we go to downward facing dog. Okay, so we'll take 5 breaths here, and this is where you guys could get in there and help if you see something. Arms are straight, fingers are spread, right? Legs are working. Hips high, head low. And remember, everything they're doing is already perfect and beautiful. You're just going to see if you can enhance or awaken an action in their bodies, that's all. All right, take one more breath. And then look at your hands. Go ahead and walk your feet to the top of the mat. We'll lift halfway on the inhale, fold deeply on the exhale, and then rise with a flat back. Lift your head and chest, reach the arms up, and then we pull it right into the heart. One more time, just like that. Inhale, arms reach. We call that Urdhva Hastasana. And then exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Good. Lift halfway on the in-breath, Ardha Uttanasana. And then exhale, go to plank and lower. It's Chaturanga Dandasana, or of course the belly. Inhale, Bhujangasana, which is your cobra pose. And then Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. I love the way you're flowing. Make sure that there's a breath with every movement. And then when we hold the poses, that we continue breathing. The breath holds our attention, and within the space of each breath, that is where the yoga practice lives. That is your awareness. We are trying to awaken something in us, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, that didn't exist before. That's all. Push back a little. Feel the sensations change. Feel the space be made. And then look forward and walk your feet gracefully to the top of the mat. Lift halfway on the inhale. Fold deeply on the exhale. And then with a flat back, lift your head, chest, reach all the way up. And then the hands come to the heart. Good. Moving on. Inhale, arms up. Good. Let's hook the thumbs together and take a little stretch to the right. Push down and out through your feet so you feel grounded. And then allow yourself to freely bend toward the right side. And the whole goal is to open up space on the left side. The right thumb is pulling the left thumb, so you get that little extra lift out of the side body. And then on the inhale, let's come back up and let the left thumb pull the right. Yeah, just go ahead and give it a little bit of like a tug and start to feel the feet pushing down and the arm being pulled up, and then that spaciousness just arriving into the body. That's it. And then come back up to center and let your arms go. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on the in-breath. Good. Let's go to plank pose. So we're going to stay in plank this time. Yep. So upper push-up position. Try and lift your right toes off the mat. Feels interesting to unplug one element of the pose. See if you can keep that right leg still very active and strong. And then go ahead and pull that to your knee to your elbow. Knee to elbow. See if you can make it touch, which means you have to lean it forward a little bit. You have to push back a little through the left leg. Very nicely done. Go to one leg down dog. Reach all the way up. Nice. And then just put it down. Good. Walk your hands back. Hands walk back to the feet, so we find ourselves in a forward fold at the back of the mat. Take a deep breath in. With a big open mouth, exhale out. Yeah, like just allow yourself to sigh, right? Just like if tension is building up, you gotta let the tension go, right? So stay in the forward fold, but take a breath. Open your mouth, just make a sound, just ah. All right, let's bend the knees a little bit so you feel the hamstrings start to squeeze. Then tuck your tailbone, pull in your belly, and then round your back. Tuck your chin to your chest, and I want you to come up so slow that your legs almost start shaking, like you're using your hamstrings so much, you're squeezing inside so much, and then you come all the way up to standing and let all of that energy discharge. Good. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Let's fold back in. Lift halfway on the in-breath, and then walk out into your plank pose. So here in plank pose, once again, we're going to lift the left leg this time. And we want to keep the integrity of plank. You're just picking your foot up off the ground, but you're keeping it flexed, and you're keeping the quad. So if you don't see the leg straight, I don't know why I'm losing sound. I'm just going to have to stand here. Knee to elbow. Pull it in as tight as you can. Keep looking forward. Don't drop your head. Use your core. Push back through the right leg. Beautifully done. One leg down dog. Breathe, because I know that you weren't. Breathe right here. Get your breath back. And then put your foot down. So you got to get in there a little bit. You know? Push back just a little. And then we're going to look at our hands and walk our feet up to the top of the mat. Lift halfway on the inhale. Fold deeply as you exhale. And we come back to that chair pose. Bend your knees, sink your hips, reach your arms. Nice. Hands to heart center. We're going to sit a little deeper and try to take the right elbow outside the left knee. Once that elbow gets outside the knee, feel the knee push into the arm and the arm push into the knee, so you create a little bit of a lock. And then we push into the palms. Thumbs move toward the center of the chest so that that left chest opens. And so assistants, you could totally be in there doing a spinal twist assist right here. You guys learn this. And then slowly come back to center. Everybody come up to stand. Release your arms. All right. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift halfway on the inhale. Fold again on the exhale, and then return to your chair pose. Bend your knees, sink your hips, reach your arms. Pull the hands into heart center, and then we go to the other side. Left elbow outside the right knee. Remember, you're creating that little bit of a lock, and you're pressing into your palms. So don't automatically go to exalt. I want you to push into the palms so that you can move your heart toward your thumbs and your thumbs toward your heart. Yes, exposing a little bit of that right chest. Maybe the head goes back. That's it. And then we let it go. Take a forward fold. This time, let it go. Head down. And then we're going to try that ragdoll roll-up one more time. Soften the knees. Squeeze the back of the hamstrings. Pull in the pelvic floor. Pull in the belly. Go slow. Chin is tucked. So the back of the neck gets a little bit of a stretch. And then we lift the head high and stack it on top. Beautiful. Inhale. Arms reach. Let's keep breathing and moving. Exhale. Forward fold. Lift halfway on the inhale. Good. Let's go to plank and lower. Back to the flow. Inhale for cobra pose. And exhale, downward facing dog. So the right foot's going to step up to the hands. The left foot's going to turn flat. We call it warrior one. So the back heel is down. We want to make sure that we press the back pinky toe down and make the back leg really straight. As you push into that back leg and you make the leg straight, try to bring the left side of your body forward so the chest plate is forward. And then everybody, just for fun, straighten your right leg. Just straighten your right leg. See if you can get your hips a little more square and your chest a little more square. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you can just feel a little bit of tension on the left side. Yep, and then reach a little higher. Ooh, just feel it. Out of the waistline, up out of the rib cage. Now keep all of that and come back into the right knee. Yes, you can kind of feel the balanced action starting to happen here. Nothing overrides anything else. It all happens in perfect harmony. The feet push down and out, the legs kind of draw in. Even though your back foot is pushing back, your body's pulling forward. You're sinking down into the knee, but you're reaching high to the sky. You have all of this happening, and then you breathe. Yeah. Take one more breath, reach. And then exhale, flow. Hands come down. Step back lightly, lower slowly. Breathing in through your back bend of choice, cobra or upward facing dog. And then pull in that belly and rise, hips high, downward facing dog. Good. And so let's take warrior on the other side. So this example of all of the different cues, right? Left foot forward, right foot flat. It's so many different things for you to manage, right? And really the goal is that we have all of these things. We're juggling 10 different balls in life, right? But we want to be able to do it smoothly and in sync as if it's all one action, right? Like this. We have all of these different pushing and pulling, but we want to try to bring them together in union. So the pose just feels like one cohesive action. So it's just play the game, right? Allow the yoga to work its magic. The feet push down and out. The legs squeeze in a little. Let's all straighten that front knee so we're not just so focused on that front leg. It burns out pretty quickly. Can you square off a little bit? So you feel the right foot push back with the right side pull forward. Yeah. Reach up like you mean it. Think about the energy of a warrior. Arms reaching. Chest plate forward, purposeful. And with all of that upward action now meted with the bending of the left knee, so the down and the up become just one beautiful expansion. And this is the full expression of the pose. Give me one more breath. And then exhale, take your flow. So after all of the work, we don't get attached. We let it go and we go back to the flow, just like life. Good. Inhale through your back bend. Exhale, go to down dog. Let's do warrior one again. Right foot steps up, left foot turns flat. You should be able to come up into more of that full expression. And then hold everything that you know, but take your arms down and behind your back. Clasp your hands together, lift the chest a little more, and then humbly bow forward. We bow our head to the inside of the right knee. And we keep our hips square here. So if you went out to the side, pull the right hip back and the left hip forward. Keep looking at your back foot and your back leg. If you're working it with integrity. Can you bend the right knee so you drop down in a little bit lower in preparation for rising higher? Yeah, so we drop the hips, we start to lift the head, and we come up on an inhale. The arms sweep up high to the sky, and then on the exhale we flow. Hands down, step back, lower. You're moving beautifully today. Allow yourself to have an inner experience. Good. Push back a little bit. Breathe in, and let's prepare for the other side. Left foot steps up, right foot turns in. You can add on to anything and you can skip anything without any guilt. Just do what you need to do. As long as you are here and breathing and moving and present, you are doing your yoga. Good. So we create everything we learned in the first round, and then we drop the arms behind the back. Clasp your hands together. If you can't clasp comfortably, grab your shirt off the floor or your towel and put something between your hands. Let's turn the chest plate forward, lift it, and then begin to bow humbly. The head goes right toward the front center of your mat. Try not to turn your hips to the side. It's very common here. See if you can pull the right hip forward, the left hip back, and work that back leg strongly. Once you get all that action in the back leg, I think you could bend the left knee a little bit. You'll feel your tailbone come down. And then we start to rise. The head comes up, the chest comes up. We release the bind and we reach on the inhale. And then we flow on the exhale. Hands down, step back, and lower. All right, breathe in deeply. Take your back bend. And then breathe out as you find your way to down dog. Here we're going to walk our hands to the back of the mat. Go ahead and just walk your hands to the back of the mat. The feet should be about hip distance apart. And we're going to reach our hands around to the back side and grab the ankles. So we grab the ankles and then we squeeze our elbows in toward our knees. Your knees can be slightly bent here. We want to try to get the belly on the thighs. Think about that. Yeah, there's a big gap there to fill. So we want to try to get the belly onto the thighs. That means the knees bend a little bit. The arms help you pull in. And I want you to work deep in the crease of the hips. Let the head down. Let the shoulders move into your back. The shoulder blades draw down and in. The head hangs free. Yeah. And we're going to take 3 more breaths here. I want you to kind of feel your belly moving against your legs. Squeeze a little bit more at the crease of the hips. To release that grip on your hands, you'll feel the belly rise away from your legs, and then I want you to squeeze the hamstrings, pull in the pelvic floor, tuck your tail and your chin, and one more time, roll up slowly. Keep feeling the belly squeeze. This is organ washing, and we're gonna work our way up from the inside. Good. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Fold right in. Nice. Lift halfway on the inhale. Good. Walk it out into plank. From here, let's skip all the goodies and just lift the hips, downward facing dog. And then right foot steps up. Stay on your left toes for high crescent lunge. Just pace yourself here. This is going to be a little bit fiery, okay? So we're going to lift up the back heel and really bend the toes. And then I want you to bend the left knee. So the left knee comes down low. It hovers over the mat without touching down. Yes. Bring your hands to heart center. And then engage your core. Lean back just a little. So lean into the back leg, bend the back knee. Yep, just like that. Now, tailbone draws down and outer hips start to squeeze. Ooh, you feel that? Is something happening in the front of your left leg? Good, stay in that. But then open yourself out to the right and sweep your arms open for water wheel. So we're twisting to the right. You guys, right leg forward. Yep, there you go. Back leg is bent. You should be in the back leg. Lean back. So many of you are still leaning forward. Bend the back knee, get low, and lean back. Yep. Okay. Now, in contrast, slowly, bring the left hand to the mat and straighten the left leg. Ah, say it. Good. But now you can go deeper into the twist. And so you cup the shoulder and you bring the bottom ribs under. Yeah, just a little enhancement. Maybe help them straighten and reach. Maybe they turn the rib cage. Make sure you're breathing, and on every exhale, you twist a little bit deeper. And then the eyes go down, the hands go down. Let's take a one leg down dog. Right leg up in the air. Then we're going to come forward into plank and draw right knee, left elbow. Cross the body, look forward. Ooh, not so easy, right? Look out to the left. Step your right foot out to the left. And then lift your left arm up high. Fallen triangle. Head back a little bit. It'll help you open up. Back heel goes down. Yep. You knew I was talking to you. That's it, chest open. Push down to rise up a little bit. Help them lift their hips if they feel saggy. Yep. And then the hand comes down. We step back to plank and we lower. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And breathe. I told you it was going to be a little fiery. Yeah. So we find our breath. We soothe ourselves. We re-regulate our nervous system. Because every time something like that happens in life, we have to be able to bring it down and ground. Now, when you're ready, left foot steps up. Stay on your right toes. Take your time. We want to set up each pose well with a good, strong foundation. We rise into that high crescent lunge. Arms sweeping up, chest plate forward. And then lift the back heel. Get in your toes of the right foot and then bend the right knee. And so if you're sitting in the crease of your left hip, you gotta lean back. I want the weight in the back leg. There's some fire happening in the front of that right leg. The tailbone starts to draw down. You lean back. Get low. Bend that knee like it's almost on the ground. Like in your floating table. Squeeze the outer hips. Lift out of your waist. You guys feel that? The more you lift the sternum, the more that front of that thigh fires. Good. Hands come to heart center. We're going to twist to the left side. And as you make that rotation, expand your arms. Reach out in both directions. We're up, head up high. There's no lean forward here. It's a lean back. If anything, get in that back leg. Reach more with your left arm. Yeah, you got it. I know you want out and you know it's next, but see if you can just take one more breath. And then with some grace, put the right hand down and straighten your right leg. Yeah, say it. Yes, let that seam go. And then work on the twist, right? We keep that right leg straight. We keep the right hip a little bit high. Try not to drop into the hips. Twist from your waistline. Go ahead. Eyes come down, hand comes down. Step back lightly. Oh no, it's a one leg down dog. Lift it high, high, high. Catch your breath, and then we go cross body, right? Plank and over to the right elbow. Squeeze it to the elbow and then look out to the right. Step the left leg all the way out in front of you. And then reach up with the right arm. Fallen triangle. Hips high, heart open, head back. Beautiful. And then we start to look at the ground. Put the right hand down. Step back to plank and lower. Breathe in for cobra. Breathe out as you go to down dog. All right. Walk your hands back to your feet. Let's bend our knees, and as we do, turn the toes out slightly into malasana. That's a nice deep squat here. You do your best you can. Sometimes we can't get down too low, and it makes it a little easier if you pick up your heels, right? Or you can take your feet wider. So there's two options to help you here to get into your hips and get a little bit deeper into your knees. Feet can be wider or the heels can rise. That's it. And then push the elbows into the knees and squeeze the knees into the elbows and see if you can lift your pelvic floor. Everybody's hips should come up about an inch. Just like, pick them up. There's lots of musculature in there, in the perineum, like in that pelvic floor that we want to tone. So lift the hips just a little higher. And then go ahead and let them go. Put your hands down. Rest. We're not coming out. Not yet. Not yet. All right, so now we know how important it is to get that lift from underneath. Can you put your hands in prayer, but without squeezing the knees into the elbows and the elbows into the knees, but interlace your fingers and take your hands up over your head, biceps near the ears. Now there's a different level of lift, like squeeze from the pelvic floor, push down into your feet. Yes, get that inner body tone. So amazing, everybody. Right there, one more breath. And as you release your hands, put your hands on the floor and straighten your legs. Yeah. We okay? Are we okay? Yeah, okay, thank you. Are we okay? Yeah? Are we happy? Okay, let's roll up like a rag doll. It'll feel really nice just to stand on your feet, to realign your spine, to reintegrate your body. Good. Inhale, let's reach. Interlace your fingers here above your head. And then we're going to take a little bend to the right like we did earlier. But I want you to look down to the floor and soften your knees. And I want you to take your hands all the way down and round across the mat and up the other side. Yeah, we're going to make 5 circles. Again, think about what's happening inside. All of the organs, all of those smooth surfaces kind of squishing and rolling along each other. Little detox moment. 5 circles. Make it a little dramatic. All the way, sweep the floor, all the way up big, about 5 times, and then hold at the top, and we'll switch the direction. Stop with a little stretch to the left. Feel that first. And then look down, and then start that cycle of circling around to the left side. Feel it inside. Take care of yourself. Our forward bending and our twisting, all this belly in work is detoxification. Plus the heat surrounding us, it's all helping us clean out all of our systems. After 5, we stop at the top, and then let the arms go. Beautiful job. Inhale, arms reach. Hands come to heart center. Let's go ahead and sit back. Bring the hands to the heart, sit the hips back, lower your chest. Tuck your right elbow inside your right knee. Go ahead and exalt your arms. And we want to create that same kind of a lock. Elbow into knee, knee into elbow, and then try to expand and lengthen your spine. That's it. Okay, half bind. Wrap the left arm around behind your back. That's to help you keep that left chest open, and then left leg straightens. Best you can. Sometimes the hamstrings fight you, but find the happy medium where all of the parts are working together. We don't just do one action and sacrifice all of the others. We work in harmony, in union. That is what yoga means. That's it. And then eyes go down, release the bind, forward fold. Okay. When you're Ready? Look up a little, bend your knees, sink the hips, and then the hands come back up into prayer. Left elbow is going to wedge itself inside the left knee. So you have a little bit of room. You put it not across the body, but put left elbow inside the left knee. Sophie, help. So, left elbow inside left knee. Yep. Arms exalt. Calf bind, wrap it around. See if you can lengthen the crown of the head a little forward and begin straightening the right leg. And then see if you can find a balance to all of the actions so that one thing doesn't override all of the others. Both feet are on the ground here, right? The heels are flat. That's it. And then we release the bind. We look down and we let it go. Let's halfway lift. Inhale, look forward. Get the head up halfway. And then slowly start walking your hands out to plank. Good. One deep breath in, and then exhale, lower slowly. Inhale for cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. We're just going to take 2 breaths here. So just find yourself in this moment. And then take your time, look forward, and start to walk to the top of the mat. Good. Halfway lift. Inhale. Fold deeply. Exhale. We're going to bend our knees, sink our hips, and it's playtime, right? Hands come to heart center in chair pose. Find your comfortable place in chair pose, and then take that twist, right elbow outside the left knee. Should be a little easier second time, plus a lot of other twisting has happened. And I want you to feel that lock that you're creating with the right elbow and the left knee. And then I want you to put a little extra weight into your left foot. And then can you lift your right foot off the ground and just squeeze your heel toward your bottom? If you're okay holding that foot off the ground, can you extend it back and still maintain your balance? All right. Can you step down onto your left toes? Lunge, twist. And then here comes the very special moment where you take that right heel and you put it down like a warrior 1 foot. And that whole twist becomes just a little bit longer. Push into the right pinky toe, push into the right elbow, turn that left chest open. There it is. And then we're going to rise with the hands in prayer. Arms reach high to the sky, take a breath, and then exhale, take your flow. We're going to go all the way through that on the other side. Some of you kind of missed a little bit of that. We're going to see if we can all get together on that. Yeah. So finish your flow, find your way to down dog, take a couple of breaths. This is attitude adjustment moment. It's okay if you miss something. I'll be a little more clear. I know that big motorcycle came by, so I think that there was a little bit of distraction on both of our parts. When you're ready, walk your feet to the top of the mat. Nice. Lift halfway on the inhale. Fold deeply on the exhale. And then we bend our knees, sink our hips for chair. Bring the hands to heart center, gravity center low. And then left elbow outside right knee. Take your time. You're at the top of the mat doing the twist that we have done before. Yep. Find that little anchor in the elbow and the knee, and then trust the weight into the right foot and float your left foot off the ground. Just squeeze your heel to your bottom. Keep everything tight and small at first. Get your balance. And then maybe the left leg can float back. See if you can hover there for a second. If you can't hover, you step back into the lunge. If you can hover, you stay for a breath or two. And then eventually we all step that toe down and we're in a lunge twist. We might have to anchor in a little bit better on that elbow. And then the back heel turns down like a warrior foot. Finish it right there. That's it. Put the pinky toe down. Ooh, it's so good. You can see, it's so good. And then with your hands in prayer, slowly come up to center. Unwind that spine, reach your arms high to the sky, take a breath, and then take your last flow of the morning. Hands down, step back lightly, lower slowly. Good, breathe in for cobra, and then breathe out for downward facing dog. All right, it's that moment where we get to have a seat. So come into a comfortable seat. See if you can just let all of that settle. We sit with our best posture here. Heart's high, head high, spine tall. Breathing. If it feels okay, you close your eyes. Are closed, and we're allowing ourselves the privilege to be in this moment. There's nothing more yoga than that. Embracing each moment of our life as it unfolds. We breathe and we move and we transition from one thing to another, trying to pull it all together and create some sense of union. Get a little better at doing that within ourselves, we actually get a lot better at doing it in the world around us. There are so many incredible lessons that we get from this practice. And it's not about balancing on one foot while you're twisting and trying to blow the leg in the air. It's actually about how you feel about yourself when you're trying to do that. The practice is asking us to hold up a mirror and be in the truth. And this is how we grow. And it unfolds so beautifully and privately within ourselves. So we begin to awaken physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And I think that's what the elders and the ancients meant to hand down to humanity, and that is why it is still here today with us. And I am so grateful that we get to play it out together every week. Week after week, month after month, year after year. 14 years together in this park on this journey. It's actually incredible. Take a long, slow, deep breath in. And a big open that side, breath out. And extend both legs straight out in front of you. Go ahead and forward fold gently, let your spine relax. You can soften your knees. Hello, my friends. So chatty today, all the birds. And then let's soften our knees even more and keep the spine round, but eventually take yourself all the way down onto your back. So maybe you scoot your bottom forward, bend your knees, and lay yourself down. Drop open. Except for that malasana, we really did not open the hips too much today. So the soles of the feet are together and the knees are open. rise up overhead. Belly. Now take your attention deep into the shoulder and deep into the hip and see if you can soften just a little bit. Allow the stillness and the slowing of the breath to cool you down enough to actually feel that the air is probably a good 10 degrees cooler outside of you than your body is. We'll open our arms out like a T and draw the knees back in. Without using your hands, let's pick our feet up off the ground, knees toward the belly. And then go ahead and take your legs over to the right side for a really soft version of the spinal twist. Not like what we've been doing all through the class, but a really gentle version where you put everything down. You know, try to hold your feet in the air, the arms open kind of wide, and we look out to the left. There's a space between your legs. Don't try to squeeze them together. I want you to soften the inner groins instead of engaging and tightening them. Let your feet rest in the grass. It may feel yucky on the first second, but you'll be fine. Now we'll slowly draw the knees back up and into center and over to the other side. The chest opens wide again and we look out to the right. Reach out with the right arm and just soften here. So if you guys see anyone that look tense in their feet, their knees, their face, maybe you can help them soften. One breath at a time. Let's find our way back to the center. I think Nico likes this mantra. Squeeze your knees into your belly. Wrap them in nice and tight. And then start to open them a little wider so that the inseams of the legs feel just a little bit of pull. You can just stay like that, letting your feet dangle, or you can grab the feet or ankles and come into happy baby pose. Do it with the most gentle attitude. And remember, you can still be holding your knees wide and letting your feet dangle. You do not have to. You don't have to grab them. One hand. Soften your face. Yeah. Alright, so we'll give that one or two more breaths. Yeah. And then I want you to come out of that softly. Let go of the feet. Let your feet come back down onto the ground. Open your feet out wide to the edges of the mat. And then knees are bent here. Knees are bent. then just let the knees turn in toward each other. There you go. So if anyone isn't getting that, you guys just look around, help them. Heels are a little wider than toes, knees are in. Yeah. Let's place our left hand on our heart, the right hand on the belly. Whether this is your first yoga practice ever, or you kind of feel new to the practice, or you've been doing it for decades, just take a moment here and think about what yoga actually means to you. What does it do for you? How have you shifted or changed, even in this one practice? All of the ways that we can take our yoga off our mat and into our life. All of the ways that we can awaken. All of the lessons. All of the triumphs. All of the pleasure. All the confrontations and the challenge. How can we use it to make ourselves grow? And the reason that we want this growth, the reason that we come back, is because we all know that we can sometimes be better versions of ourselves. Which means we'll be better to the people around us and better for this short period of time that we get to be here on this planet. For a moment, just call it in. A gratitude moment for your practice. And then take your hands off your body, let the arms come to rest onto the ground. Slide your legs straight out, releasing the hips. Abide in that gratitude and allow ourselves to be still for a few moments. Sacred rest to a seated position. This moment that we spend together seated is our transition from the practice to our day. So let's see if we can just keep a little bit of that sacred feeling. Come out posture. And the way that you attend to your posture here is actually planting a seed for how you will hold yourself throughout the day. So even if in this moment where you're not still doing asana, right? Like you could slump down, but like, is this how you want to go through your day? Or is like this how you want to go through your day, right? So how do you want to hold yourself? There is a whole science called body language, right? We are communicating every single day. The way we hold ourselves, the way we move, our hand gestures, our facial expressions. So make a choice. How do you want to be? How do you want to feel? And then we'll carry that through into our day so that we are an expression of our yoga in the world. So that on this special day, this International Day of Yoga, that each of us that practices carries it, holds it, and is an expression of it somehow. Let's bring our hands together at the heart. We'll take a long, slow, deep breath in. And we'll close with the beautiful and sacred sound of Om. Let's breathe in together. Om. Shanti, 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 peace, peace, perfect peace. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free. And may the actions of my life and all of our lives somehow contribute to that happiness and that freedom for all. So that we may all sentient beings, all people, may know peace, peace, perfect peace. Namaste. Have a beautiful day. Happy Saturday, everybody.